Here we are, another Saturday Night Live. We had somebody scheduled for tomorrow, but they canceled last minute. So we have a little gathering here of Q&A, see if anybody else shows up. Um, I'm having internet challenges all week. It's about a week now, and I have no idea what it is. It's a really strange thing. Some things work and some things don't, and sometimes it just cuts off. So it's another thing that is on my plate right now. Um, if it goes dead, I'll go shoot over to my mother's place and go from there. But besides that, we focus on the solutions. You know, I still get the feeling that people just don't get what we're mentoring. um, Being around the detoxification world for all these years, most people, not everybody, most people, 99.9% probably believe there's quick fixes to everything. It's that magic pill mentality. You go to your doctor, they give you that prescription. It's the same thing in the detox world, in the natural healing world, or whatever you want to call it. There's no difference. And it's that programming that's ingrained within all of us. We want that instant gratification, especially these days. Everything's moving so fast, and technologies and so on and so forth. People think that we can take care of things instantly with our body. I'm not saying it's not possible, but probably 1 in 1 billion can do that. It's not that it's impossible. And as we move into the realm of light, I believe we'll see more and more of this happening, of instantaneous healing. But in the meantime, we make a commitment, and the commitment isn't for 108 days. The commitment's for life. if that's the road you want to choose to find balance and allow yourself to heal. If that's not your choice, it ain't going to work for you. It ain't going to work. You're going to get benefits, this, and that. You're going to go back, swaying back into your old ways, and then stuff's going to start happening again. And what happened? You didn't commit. That's what happened. And it's not easy thing to do, but the process is simple. Once we make those commitments, we make the steps. We're going to fall off and get back on, fall off and get back on, and fall off and get back on. And that's okay. It's okay, because I haven't seen, everybody being able to master it, with one long fast. It's not going to happen. I've been doing this for so long, and then went through so many different roads, listened to so many different people and different methodologies and different sciences and so on and so forth. And some of them I put my whole heart into it, and they almost killed me because it was not the correct information. And if there's a really true intent and belief, 100%, even if you're going down the wrong path, I still think people can surpass some pretty drastic challenges in their life. Like we see that with people going through chemo. It's not what the chemo is doing that's helping them at all. It's their belief system that they're really getting helped. And those are the people that survive, because the survival rate in chemos and all that stuff is very, very low. It's less than 5%, the true statistics from the research that we've seen. But if we truly make the commitment, and we allow things to take shape and embrace the tough times, and keep moving and driving towards our goals, the miracles are there. We see miracles in less than 108 days from so many people. You know, so the transformation that goes on with a 108-day digestive vacation is so massive that we can't even comprehend it. The things that are going on so many different levels, physically, emotionally, spiritually, there's so much going on that, you know, we're seeing all these new posts coming out in the last year or 2 years, and sciences, you know, 3 days fasting will completely regenerate your lymphatic system and all this crap. Really? I haven't seen it. And how many of us have done much more than 3 days? Yeah, you're going to get benefits, of course. But to make these horrendous claims is where people start going down the paths with the wrong and the incorrect intentions. That and that's when we see people going off track with their journeys. So what is it going to take for us to drive it home and allow people to gain this understanding? Well, for one thing, the experience is going to do that. You know, doing it, actually taking the action and doing it. And when you fall off the track, you're going to know very quickly, what food is really about. Because once you've gone through that long vacation, the body's sensations are wide awake. And anything you put into the body, you're going to have a response very quickly. Next morning, there's going to be a big revelation, maybe even sooner for some people, because our body can have that sensation from whatever we eat very, very clearly and very, very quickly. And, you know, even when some people break their fasts on fruit, we've seen a few that are sensitive even to the fruit, fresh ripe fruit. And it's just because the body, number one, is really not ready for food. The monkey mind is. The monkey mind wants to eat. But you know, it's okay to go back and forth, and allow the transformations to happen, because the emotional side and our belief system and the trust is the only thing that holds us all back. I'm guilty just like everybody else. And I've done a lot of fasting. It's always the belief and our trust that will hold us back. Nothing else. The physical part is the easy part. Like, how many people have done 108 days now? We have our 107th today. One more person this is what we know of that did it. One more person will be 108, that magic number. But, you know, in there's a few questionable, and if they come forth, it would be nice, because we leave it up to the soul to, you know, give us the truth, so that, you know, it was clearly 108 days of absolutely no food intake, and follow the instructions and the protocol as we call for. So, but we'll, you know, we'll take it for what it is and go for the next person will be that magic 108. Yeah, Rana.
Yeah, I wanted to add that the belief system comes with practice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Experience, yeah.
Yeah. So nobody is going to believe that they're going to, you know, the belief system, but also like nobody is going to believe that they're going to survive like a breatharian, no food, no liquid. Even if they want to, it's not easy to believe it until you prove it to yourself over and over and over and over by doing more and more and more and more dry fasting, of course, right? And then make it longer and then longer. And the other thing is how clean the body is. It's much easier to fast when the body is cleaner and to continue fasting than when you are eating and then go back to fasting.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
When you start eating the heavier foods, it's much more difficult to fast. That's why after, the first week or 2 weeks, once people get to jump in and they start clearing out that GI tract, everybody feels so much better. And you relieve that pressure. Most people have no problem doing 108 days. The ones that we've we've had few very, big challenges, but very few. Most people don't have a challenge, but pretty much everybody has a challenge when we go back to food. So this is the thing we need to drive home and make it clear that you want to find balance. You have to, not have to, you learn to love the lifestyle. You learn to love it. You learn to accept it. You learn to love yourself, that you're worth finding this balance, because that's one of the big things that holds us all back. We self-sabotage ourselves. That's all it is. We're self-sabotaging ourselves, especially when you go on these eating binges. Why are we doing it? And we keep doing it. And whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? And sometimes it feels like nothing can stop you. We've all gone through these things. So we learn to love the lifestyle. We fall off, we're back on. We're back on. We're always on, and we have the bumps. We're always on the lifestyle. And as we go through more and more cycles of eating and fasting and eating and fasting and eating and fasting and eating and fasting, things start to change. Your belief system starts to get increased and so on and so forth. And the benefits are always going to be there, because depending on your age is, if you're 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, 40, 50, 60, whatever, the average person, whatever, 20, 30 years, the accumulation that happens of obstructions in that time frame from eating regular diets, whatever diets. And then we do these long master fasts to do a thorough, good cleaning from that GI tract. You're not going to be able to put back that, 10, 20, 30, 40 years of accumulation, even if you went off track in months or a few years. It's not going to happen. All of that accumulation took years to build up. I'm not advocating going back, but we had that one woman, I can't remember her name. She's done several master fasts and falls right off eating burgers, this, that, and everything, and she's still getting benefits because, you start removing that crap, and then, you're going back to the crap, but you're not be able to build up that 20, 30, 40, 50 years of that, real deep, heavy crap. So all fasting is beneficial, but, we have to look out for the signs. When we do longer fasts, and breaking the fast incorrectly can be very dangerous. Yeah, Rana.
I want to say that I'm still releasing mucoid plaque every single day. Every single day. It's amazing. Amazing. I mean, today I pulled it out and I looked at it and I was like, what is this? I am amazed. I'm amazed. It keeps coming. And the smell is very strong. It's just amazing.
As long as we eat, I don't care what it is, we're going to build levels of obstructions. Fruit is for sure, of the physical foods, the least obstructive. We know that without a doubt for the human being.
But you know, I'm sure this is from years, not just between the fast. This is from years. This is deep stuff. The
Well,
smell, the
I've
smell is old, you know?
I've shared the story to clear my severe mucus problem I had. It took me over 5 years of 100% raw and fasting, you know, and so regularly. Um, I, we have people now that are, you know, into 2 years on master fast, have been practicing, and it's amazing transformations. There's a few that are still having challenges, and you need to understand 2 years is not a long time.
Actually, I would say the majority of us have challenges. The majority. In my opinion, it's not going to be easy to go eat and fast and eat and fast and eat and fast. It's a routine that you want to build.
It's not
That
easy.
takes years.
Yeah, it's simple. It's very simple. It's not easy. It's very simple.
It's simple, but it takes time. It takes time for the majority. Very few were able to like really transform and keep it almost stable. It takes time. I mean, for me, it did.
It's the emotions that really we have a challenge with. And once we can learn to massage them and allow them to unfold and recognize what they are truly, because I can assure you, most people don't eat when they're truly hungry.
One thing I want to say is that I don't believe we will ever understand everything about ourselves, and that's okay. What I believe is important is to let go, to forget the past, forget the future, forget, you know. So you want to, in my opinion, prayer is a big one, or you can do meditation, right? I mean, I meditate, you know, I meditate, but I call it prayer. Not for very long. I just do it for a few minutes, 5 times a day, and it's really nice. It's really nice because you stop everything and you just connect. Because there's so much negativity that happens in between, you know, these 5 times that I do, you know. So it's good to just clean up a little bit, you know, our mind, uh, and slow down a little bit because we're always busy. And I think that's where really the emotional healing is. It's not really in you don't really have to sit down and say, oh, this is what happened in my childhood, and forget it. Listen, God is bigger than this, you know, or the universe, or whatever we want to call it. It's forget it. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever happened, we all had challenges. But that's my opinion. In my opinion about emotional healing, I feel there is so much lack of connection. There's so much lack. It's really nice to take the time, right? We don't make time for this.
Yeah. Animals, plants will teach us.
Mm-hmm. They do it all the time, I guess.
Connect with the animals, connect with the plant. They are much better state than we are overall, generally. Um, you know, when we do these different energy tests on animals and stuff, they know right away the good stuff. there's there's no mistakes. They know. They can sense the energies very easily. You know, when we do the GANs stuff, the 432, all the tests we've done, right away they go right there, man. No ifs, ands, or buts every time. And it's amazing to watch. And but you know, so many of us are just numbed out. We don't know the difference until we start getting into fasting and start cleaning ourselves out and allowing that sensitivity, which was numbed out, to reveal itself. That sensitivity is, some people think it's a negative thing, Meanwhile, this is how we're supposed to be. We don't have a clue because we've been eating for so many years. We've numbed it out so much. We think it's normal. But that sensitivity, any chemicals and stuff, you become sensitive more because we're not supposed to be around that stuff. Your body's giving you signals. It's a good sign to be sensitive. And even with emotions, we can be sensitive for emotions because that's how creation starts. It starts through the thought, intent, and emotion to bring it into manifestation in this physical realm and in all the realms. We will see as the time goes on and people stay committed, we'll see more and more of what we like to call miracles, which are not miracles once there's an understanding. But it ain't going to happen in 3 days or 1 week or 1 month or 3 months. The real miracles will happen in 5, 10, 15, 20 years when you commit to this kind of lifestyle. And if as long as you don't fall off the wagon and stay off the wagon for years, like I almost killed myself, but I'm talking about we're maintaining the path. Yeah, we have falls, a week here, a day here, but we're always on the path. We're always on. We're committed. And you'll see what happens after several years. I've lived through it, and my whole motives or whatever you want to call it are not what they were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. I have the commitment of making myself conscious of keeping the plasma love flowing towards the peace, balance, and correct conduct. I'm nowhere near perfect, but that's my intent and emotion, and that's what it was when I decided to put Master Fast out there to allow people to make a choice if that's what was their interest. And a lot of people are interested in that because so many of us are tired of what we see out here, in this realm. There's just so much stuff that is not in balance. And I think it's time that humanity makes that switch and move forward, because it's the only way for me to see humanity move forward. It won't be a good thing if we keep on the same path as we're going as a whole. Lots of destruction, but when we focus on the solutions, there's a spiritual solution to every problem. And what do we mean by that? Well, we work within ourselves, because the outside is a mirror of us, and whatever's happening out there, we're responsible for it. So once we take responsibility and commit, things will start changing. And there's a lot of good things happening on this planet. Don't get me wrong. There's beautiful, amazing things happening. We just need to get it to a level where it comes to an exponential growth that everybody starts jumping on board, because there's no other choice. Why would we want to do anything else but live in beautiful peace, balance, and correct conduct, and heaven on earth, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah. Oh, Peter dropped off. I just noticed. Peter and Bree.
Gino, you were saying the food, fruit is obstructive, and then I cut you off. If you want to continue.
Oh, definitely is. It is the least obstructive, but it's still obstructive, and fruitarians will argue, and I won't argue. I'll just say, do a Master Fast, and then we'll find out the truth. We've had many do it. I've had a mother with her child on hybrid for a while, many months, and nothing was happening, and nothing. But the child was complaining about the stomach, and she went to get X-rays. It was completely backed up. Eating fruit, and I said, I can't. I can only suggest, but you can fast anybody. I don't care what age. So she put him on mass fast, and plaque, worms, parasites every day for the last 30 days that he's been on. And she's unbelievable. Can't believe, the stuff coming out of the child. So how do you clean this up with a few herbs and some fruit? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're only going to go. You're only going to go so far. Some people will be able to go a little farther than others with fruit because it's not that it's cleansing, it's less obstructive. So as you're putting things that are less obstructive, you're moving out the heavier obstructive things than the fruit. But you're only going to go to that level, and,
I mean, there is a level of cleansing for sure as you lighten up your diet. There's no question. I mean, especially if you go, when I did raw food, all of a sudden, from pretty much everything, I did purge from every opening in my body. But there's a plateau, of course, right? The mucoid plaque is not going to come out. The smell that we release on the master fast is not going to come out from food eating. In fact, the stool doesn't smell bad at all on food.
No, right? Some people just ferment and they blow up. That's what's happened to a few people. They just blow up when they go on fruit, and it happens, stays long time. Gas. And
yeah.
Especially when you have sulfur like I do,
Oh yeah, I had months and months of extreme gas that I've never had in my life on the raw food. I was like, oh my God, I feel amazing, much cleaner. But at the same time, I was like, this is so embarrassing. I go to the bathroom at work and I explode with the sound of gas. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want them to see my shoes. I swear to God, I was like this because it was really like strong noise. And it's just, it didn't stop. It took months for sure. And then it was much better. But and also you don't know how to eat properly at the beginning when you're doing raw food. So you're doing lots of the nuts and the oils and and then you're doing the fruit and stuff like that. So lots of mixing and fermentation. And then as you learn, it becomes easier, definitely, for the digestion. But there was cleansing. In my opinion, as you lighten up your diet, you're going to clean up, but it's not going to be deep. It plateaus. And then for everybody, not just for people who are very sick. This is for everybody. And with fruit, I can see like fruitarian is a great, it's the best diet. It's not easy to do coming from a standard, that's for sure. I couldn't do it. But with the fruitarian, if you're not having, in my opinion, if you don't have fasting in your lifestyle, I just don't see it. I don't see it as the optimal lifestyle. You want to have, in my opinion, have fasting in between the fruits. So fruit fast,
Eating 7 days a week is ludicrous. It's just insanity. It's not going to, diets will not resolve all your challenges. Not going to happen. Only going to get you so far. We've seen people go on raw foods for many years, 5, 10, 15 years, and then fall off the wagon because they couldn't get their situations resolved and they feel that there's something missing, when it's the other way around. It's because you couldn't get the instructions out of the body. Very, 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 very few I've seen be able to sustain it for like 20 or 30 years I can count them on a hand, and that are doing raw foods that long. Very few. And if they are, they're most likely doing some kind of fasting. But we need to come to terms that are we ready to accept a new way of life and nurture ourselves and love ourselves to continue on a path to balance. Because if that's not there, nobody can help you. Nobody can help you. When you're self-sabotaging, nobody can help you. So, that's the way it is. Yeah, the voice became lower. My internet is...
Gabriela's gone.
Well, I guess...
Make it a short one? Let's wait for a few minutes.
We'll call it a night if... Yeah, so these calls are for everybody else, and if there's nobody on, there's no point. I'm not gonna stay on and just talk to myself. Once people, I know it's a last minute thing. We did change, but
well, we were coming here anyway, right? We always come on Saturday.
Usually.
But just tomorrow's cancelled.
Yeah. So once we commit, everything starts to change. Everything. All the magic starts happening in all your life. Challenges, yeah, sure. Challenges are always going to come, and it's okay. It's okay. We all have our plates full. Some of us have a little more, bowls instead of plates. They're full. But hey, life would be boring without challenges. Life would be boring. So who do we have join us? Oh, Gabriela, we switched. Can you hear us? Yeah. So yeah, anything to say, Gabriela?
How are you doing, Gabriela?
Well, I'm okay. I was changing the computers because the other one is on Wi-Fi and this is on a cable, and I was experiencing interruptions on the other one. I don't know what's going on here. So sorry for that.
Yeah, you may hear my voice going. Like I said, it's amazing it's working, because some things I can't get any pages or anything. So
yeah, I tried several times this evening to connect and I couldn't. And I am okay. So I'm almost 2 weeks after stopping Masterfast, and my first dry day was a disaster. I could not do. I did less than 24 hours, so something like 18. I was so hungry. It seems like fruits doesn't. I don't know why. Is the season, or I don't know.
Are you eating salads or not yet?
I did. I did not a salad, like a smoothie. And it no. It's like I feel like a balloon, like. But okay, tomorrow I moved my dry fasting day on Sunday, and tomorrow I will do it. No matter what, I am not gonna indulge myself.
I suggest do it on your busiest day.
Oh, yeah, that's next week, during the week. But that's, yeah, that.
Because when you have nothing to do on a Sunday or whatever, there's food around. I'm telling you, because when you're busy, you don't think about food.
Yeah.
It's when we don't, like children, when they're playing outside, like they don't think about any food. They'll play all day, all night.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm worried about the smell during the week because I meet people. So, and next week it will be a busy week.
Yeah.
But okay, I have a question for you. If you have any suggestion for when traveling, I will be doing Camino. So I am thinking already what I am going to drink. Okay, I will eat fruits, but if I am thirsty.
If you're eating lots of fresh, ripe fruit, you shouldn't be thirsty.
I shouldn't, yeah.
You'll get yourself some juices.
Yeah, that's...
A little bit of coconut water, but...
Yeah, I don't know what I will be able to find.
Yeah, these things do not quench your hydration thirst. It's just a cover-up. The more you drink, the thirstier you get.
Yeah.
So, you know, fresh ripe fruit, like it's the hydration thing. It doesn't happen, you know, very quickly. It takes a few years before the body starts hydrating itself. And some people have really crazy thirst going through master fasts. We've had some that like 60, 70 days, and then all of a sudden the thirst goes away. So nothing changed what they were doing, but the bodies released some obstructions which were holding it back from hydrating, and that's the key. So yeah, don't be worried about drinking a little bit of this and that and everything. It's no big deal. I wouldn't personally go to water. If you want to have a glass every few months of water, no big deal. You know, but it's not necessary water at all. And there's people that are addicted to drinking water. They're drinking 1 to 2 gallons a day, and they're not hydrated. Far from it.
Yeah, I did not drink water since last summer, so since I tried first with fruits, so I saw I'm not thirsty.
Yeah.
And during summer it's much easier with fruits.
Yeah. I have a little bit of the grape juice when I'm eating. Sometimes some coconut water, but not a lot. You know, then when you're doing the dry fast, you know, when you're before the dry fast, and when you break the dry fast, you know, you're taking in some fluids and stuff before you do your enemas and stuff and start eating. But once you practice dry fasting for a few years, you can, you know, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, you can jump into breaking your dry fast even with fresh fruit.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless it's a really long one, then I would slow it down. I'm talking about like 5, 6, 7 days or more once you do that after a few years. But yeah, don't worry about, you know, do you feel like drinking some stuff, you know, there's so many different juices you can drink. Don't worry about the pasteurized or raw. I'd rather go for the pasteurized ones myself.
Yeah.
or juicing or anything.
Yeah. I drink the Costco one, the Kirkland one, so it's okay.
Yeah. Pineapple. I like pineapple occasionally. You know, pineapple's a nice, I like that juice. For, you know, orange juices or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Berries, mango juices. There's so much stuff out there. There's nice and pleasant to drink that, you know, they'll be satisfying for you. You know, if you're kind of doing like the hybrid, which you're actually drinking, you're doing the master fast most of the day, and then you're doing your one meal. So, you know, you can do something like that. Don't stress yourself out. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Like I said, if you want to taste a glass of water occasionally, which I do every now and again, but It hasn't been much in the last several years.
And it didn't feel good, did it?
Yeah.
It's not satisfying
it's a
if you're
strange
thirsty.
feeling drinking water when you haven't drank it for so long. It's very
Yeah.
strange. Like, I wouldn't be drinking more in a glass because it puts different stresses on the body. It's really weird, but our body does well with less in every sense of the way. It's very difficult for most people to comprehend when I say only the body can feed, hydrate, balance, and heal itself. It's very difficult for people to understand what that really means. And it's literally exactly what it means. It doesn't come from anything outside that we take in. It comes all from within. Once you start having a little bit of understanding of everything as field interactions, and that's how matter is created. That's how our physicality is created, through field interactions. It's not from the matter we're taking in. It's through the physicality, through our plasmatic GAN state body, through our soul. Once we start gaining that understanding, you start to see through the experiences that, wow, yeah, you'll feel times that, where did all this energy come from? I haven't eaten whatever. So, where's all this energy? You keep asking yourself these questions. And then the answers start coming forth. Yeah, it can't be the food. I'm not eating food. So it's this new understanding. I don't know how many actually really truly understand, but ain't many. The people that are living the breatharian lifestyle, they have that understanding, but it's very few people, very few. Especially people who like to eat.
Yeah, years ago, I was attending Jasmuhin seminars in Romania. And she had some books, I read them, but I was never attracted to this idea, of not eating. But now it's more than maybe 15 years after that. Now I realize, wow, what a freedom it can bring this. And I felt immediately when I started eating, I lost that secure space I was in, I was feeling.
And that's the emotional challenges that everybody has going back to that eating. And it all starts coming back.
Yeah.
When you eat, it's a trap.
Yeah, I lost something, it's like I was in a space, I was listening, paying attention. I was like, I was in a different space than I am now.
Yeah. It's a really amazing, wonderful feeling of total freedom. If you don't have to drink or eat, it just changes everything.
Yeah. Yes.
I love how you said, Gabriela, that you appreciated the information about breatharianism after 15 years. And in my opinion, yeah, if you talk to anybody, and I do talk to people, very few, my clients, who I feel are ready to hear this, and they are happy, because I did in the past, I did mention to someone, she's not ready, and she's like, I don't want to talk about it. When you're eating, most people, it's a turn-off, this information. It's really a turn-off, because there's an addiction. You cannot even talk about it. I mean, fasting is already a big one for them.
Food is the biggest drug.
Yes.
It's the most addictive, biggest drug on the planet.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Jasmine, I think that was one of the first books I read on breatharianism, I think. It was many years ago. And it was interesting when I first read about that. It always stuck in back in my mind. That sense of being totally free without any desires. It's an amazing feeling to be in. Amazing feeling. That's you know, you never forget that when you've felt that sensation. You know, just think, you don't need a fridge. You don't need to go to restaurants. You don't need to go buy food. You don't need, it's just, if you think about the extent of what it takes to be somebody who eats food regularly, the amount of things that you have to do to maintain that. You have to have money to buy it, and it's on and on and on and on. It's just, whoa, like if you really think it out, all the different steps, and you remove that, wow.
Yeah, this is a little bit scary though for many people. A little bit scary to have nothing to do, even if they are completely comfortable with the fast, you know.
Yes.
After, let's say, on the massive fast, let's say after a month or something, then there is a routine, you know. Yeah, you have a feeding window, you have a fasting window, dry fasting window, and the routine is repetitive, and you feel like, oh my god, I'm missing out so much because it's boring. This is what they think, right? Most people, they think it's boring because there's no this and this and this and this distractions, you know, anymore that we used to have when we were eating. It's very interesting. Yeah, of course you're gonna have much more time to do whatever you love if you want to look at it this way. Follow your passion for the first time in your life. Or you can be bored.
And some people use the word boredom, but it's actually addiction. They can't hold back to it.
No, but we have to confront with ourselves, and sometimes we don't. Not sometimes we don't like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's nothing wrong with eating. You know, most everybody eats, but the possibilities of going without is unlimited. And, you know, most of us will probably not go that route, but we can all of us.
We can try.
Yeah, but all of us can do the lifestyle of less is more.
It's more,
reducing. We can all do that easily.
Yeah, more fasting day, less eating days, and cleaner food, you know.
No big deal. Reducing our food consumption is huge implications on the whole planet if everybody contributes to eating less, and it's we'll see massive changes. But tell that to the corporations selling all this addictive fast foods and so on and so forth. So good luck.
They have their own mission.
And the restaurants, my goodness, it's a big, huge thing, huh, for people.
Careers for people, food.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. The breatharianism thing. But if we just allow ourselves to think that there's a possibility of it, you know, already you're opening up to it. If you just close yourself off, forget it.
Yeah, we start part-time anyways because we can't do it all of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
So what we're doing is the way to go.
It is on my list, on my goal list. So
I love it.
Yeah.
When are you kind of planning to achieve it?
I wrote like I wanna, let's say, maybe eat, but maybe socially and only fruits, like from time to time, let's say, but
nice.
not
I love that.
not to be close to breatharianism than to eating all the time. But okay, I will maybe.
I love that. I mean,
that one day, yeah, it's like I will see.
yeah, I love that. I mean, why do we? It's much easier, you know, eat on occasions. You don't need to eat all the time, right? You don't need to eat all the time. If you have to go out for work and they have a meeting, I have clients who tell me, you know, I want to. This is interesting, you know, that you don't eat. This is after what? Months of me talking to them about what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's it's hard to find people to talk about that, but
Yeah, I know, and the average person is not open to that. But I think they just got tired of watching me fast. They keep coming and they're watching me fast, and so like asking questions now. And this lady, when was it? Yesterday, maybe. She was asking me, but I have so many meetings, maybe a couple of meetings to go to work, um, and stuff like that. I said, perfect. Eat when you go out, and then you don't have to eat all the time. You don't have to cook for yourself all the time. Cook once a week, maybe, with your partner.
exactly.
Get together, enjoy. Like it's a celebration, so you would enjoy the food even more because you don't eat it all the time, right? You don't cook every time, all the time. Yeah, I love that. I mean, once in a while,
Exactly.
you're not gonna be addicted this way. No, you're not. If you eat one, for me, when I did 1 day a week, it was easy.
Wow.
But after making it a routine, because there's always temptation at the beginning to break the routine. So after, I would say 2-3 weeks maybe, then I was like, okay, wow, I love both. I love fasting. I love eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard. You just you do what you love. It's good that you have a plan.
Yeah, when we go back to food, it's just, whoa, takes so much energy.
Yeah, it does.
It's incredible how much energy it takes.
I remember every Sunday when I ate on Sundays for like 90 days. Sundays I would be tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And my whole honestly my whole day was kind of, I felt like wasted, even though like I'm not eating the whole day, but compared to the other 6 days of the week, I did so much more work. The Sunday was like wasted, I felt, because you're preparing the food, you're eating it, chewing it. My goodness, takes forever. And then you're tired, so you don't even want to think about doing any more work.
Yeah, and now I'm wondering, how did I survive so many years eating all the time, and now I am tired immediately.
Yeah, well, it takes a while for the body to start, getting used to digestion and this and that again, and being able to utilize the energy after it's converted. It takes time. It takes, like I said, at least a couple of 2 times the length of the fast for the body to start balancing itself out. Minimum. So, just let it go, let embrace it. Keep using all tools, keep moving, and it'll be okay. But use the dry fast as your resets. Don't let that go.
Yeah, no. It's I saw how easy it is to to
lose balance.
lose the balance. It's like,
Oh yeah. It's not hard in this society we live in. There's food is everywhere. Because you can't escape being around food. It's all over the place.
yeah.
That's what people do. They eat for everything, every occasion, and for no occasion.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Today, the thought of pizza came to my mind. Not that I'm craving or anything, but I was like, oh yeah, the cheese, the mozzarella cheese. My God, this used to taste. This tastes so good. Even now, I'm sure if I eat it, it tastes so good. But then I'm like, it's unbelievable how this, like so obstructive food is so desirable by us. So addictive.
Yes, it is.
It's just, yeah, it's it because we grew up eating it. It was comfort.
It's like we're putting ourselves in that numb state so we don't feel the sense of our true being. And we're so used to that numb state because That's we were born, and we start getting numbed out right then and there. Being outside of that, open, sensitive, it's very strange to be in that state, especially when everybody else around us is in that numb state. And that's the challenge, being that black sheep with all the white ones around. So it's an interesting challenge for most of us, but the price, the rewards are huge. They're massive for people who commit. We've seen it time and time again. Just incredible. How's your arm doing? Any difference in your arm?
No, nothing. It's okay. It's nothing changed. Yeah. No. It's still here.
Very good.
Yeah. It was surprising because I could use my arm, but that it was a place I couldn't feel it, So the doctor told me after that it's normal, it's anesthesia, and it will go, and you will feel it in time. So nothing changed. 10 years, But then I forgot about that. It was not on my list. It was like, and my body repaired that first. So, of course, I spoke with a friend of mine. She told me, well, it was probably very unimportant nerve. Well, but still,
Unimportant?
Yeah, because it's probably, if it was an important one, this wouldn't have happened, It's impossible, Probably it was something, like.
Yeah.
But okay.
So people that were paralyzed and walking again, I guess those nerves are not important either.
Yeah. So, but okay.
Yeah, people just, they just don't want to have the understanding, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything, not one cell in our body that's not important.
Exactly. And that friend told me that recently they found her like a polyp on her colon, so they removed it, and it was it's not cancer, but
pre-cancer.
It's not cancer, but anyways, she wanted to change something in her lifestyle. So I suggested this to do, or at least start fasting, eat more fruits and stuff. And because if there is one cell in one place, that is all over, it's not that it's I have it only there, and it's most of the people believe that, but it's
a state of being.
Yeah,
that's what we're taught. It's cool. That's what we're taught.
Exactly, that we knew about.
Yeah. Only your liver is not working properly. Only your liver is diseased. You caught a virus. You caught a virus. Oh, you have this, or you have that, and they blame everything on something else, like especially the microorganisms, like virus. And, I get a bacteria, and then I had to take antibiotics, and then my whole digestive system. It's always lots of parasite talk. And usually they, like almost 99% of the time, they go for the parasite rather than the cause of the parasite being there.
We're all different stages, and
yeah, exactly.
Okay, but the good news is that the new understanding keeps expanding more and more, and we're seeing the light from so many different things of what's possible. So many miracles, just amazing. And what's the limit? There is no limit. Everything's possible. I don't know if you've watched Giovanni's, my friend Giovanni's video on about his daughter Naomi. Incredible.
No, I didn't, but you mentioned it many times, so I'm aware of the miracle. Really, that's a miracle. what happened with the daughter.
Yeah.
Wow. It's
Well, your soul's your arm a miracle. There's no difference. It's one of the same. The body can restore, regenerate anything if the environment is correct. And all he used was plasma to change the environment. That's it. We're using a cleansing system and a minimal diet to do the same thing. Because after all, it's your soul that does the work. It's nothing in the physicality, nothing whatsoever. The physicality is only gets in our way with obstructions. And if people can clearly see what we're doing and why it's working, it's so simple. Remove the obstructions and let the soul do the work. It's so simple. There's no rocket science here. It's so simple. It's right in front of your eyes, the answers. But the commitment, that's another story.
yeah, and it's a fear as well.
Yeah.
People are afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if I got to go, let me go test and see if this, and then back and forth. There's just the faith's not there. The faith is not there. The trust is not there. When you're going back and forth to the doctors, I'm not saying don't, but for me, when you're doing that, it just shows within yourself, you don't have that faith in the capabilities of what your soul can do. Once there's that faith, you won't even think about going to those places. You won't even think. You get into a severe accident, okay, they have their purposes. But for anything as health-related, disease, whatever they want to call it, those are not the places to be, and they just don't have an understanding of at that level of treating things is it only causes more challenges. But it's all wonderful when we start to realize, wow, it's really this simple. Yeah, it is this simple. But the road to make the change can be challenging for some of us and a lot more challenging for others. But it's okay. It's okay. We continue on the path, and all the obstacles start moving out of the way once we commit, and the trust and the levels of trust and the faith starts going up as we jump over each little hurdle. Oh wow, that's all that was. Okay, especially the heart thing. People freak out anytime there's heart stuff going around. Had a woman email me, her heart rate was at 120. She's freaking out.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, this is what usually happens if you've had any chemicals, drugs in your life. The body's trying to move it out and use the tools, blah, blah, blah. And if you're not comfortable and, you're doing the mudra, the heart mudra, this very simple thing, just hold that heart mudra, index finger in the bottom of the thumb, and the thumb on the two middle fingers and the ring finger, and then your pinky sticking out. And you just hold that mudra, do some breath work, very light breath work. And the heart will settle down. It's a good mudra for many things. But it said, if you're not comfortable and your faith's not there, there's the ER.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I used licorice because I was, below, not over, with
your heart rate.
Yeah. I mean, not below, but I was like feeling like my blood pressure was low.
That's blood pressure and the heart rate are different.
Yeah. So then I used licorice. I got them from Italy from a friend. Last summer she brought me a lot quite. Yeah,
licorice is nice.
Yeah.
So give you a little boost to build the confidence a bit. And these are herbs, right?
Yeah.
Another wonderful herb. There's so many tools that we have today that we can utilize. and pull ourselves through difficult situations. No matter how difficult it may seem, I have total faith that your body will pull itself through anything. I don't care what it is. If you're fasting, anything. The only challenge is, number one, if the person's been on a lot of medication, that's a big challenge for the body to purge that stuff out. Because if you've been on many for many years, a lot of these can start coming out all at once, and it's just too overwhelming. And so it's not the fast that is giving you the challenge. It's the crap that's in the body, and that's one of the biggest things. Or somebody who's been really butchered up by so many surgeries and stuff. These are the two main things that get in the way. But we've seen Marian overcome the absolute worst and pull through it. So I've never seen anything even close to what Marian went through. And some people, they get headaches and they start freaking out.
Yeah, it's true. It takes time to understand detoxification.
Yeah, the healing reactions that Marian went through.
Wow.
I don't think most people would have the faith to go through it.
I mean, he went through surgeries too, huh? Yeah. After the chemo and the radio and surgeries and all that stuff, and then he did after he started the masterclass.
Yeah,
even with that, it was like he freaked out, right?
All that chemo they gave him did so much damage. Burnt his lung and this. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, remember he freaked out and he went for surgery. 2 surgeries maybe on the masterclass. Yeah. So that what we're going through is really nothing. But it's freaky, of course, for people for the first time. And the good thing is we have the tools, of course. But then the other thing is that we can slow down detoxification because we have an understanding now, right? So we can do the green juice for a few days. Or we can, like if it especially happens, the deep detoxification symptoms happen especially when we are dry fasting. So if you're dry fasting, break your dry fast. If you are on the juice and the herbs and everything, and you're still detoxing deeply, then go on green juices. If that doesn't work, break your fast, right? Break it safely, of course. So there's always, we have lots of information.
Yeah.
There are many ways to do it safely, but you want to have an understanding and follow the protocol, of course.
The protocol's safe. It's people that go off that get themselves in trouble. But, it's the lack of understanding of what's going on through these fasts, which I don't see that people have that clarity, and that's why they get in trouble. I got myself in trouble doing all the experiments very quickly, and there's no need anymore. We have a little more of understanding to be able to support people going through even the difficult times, which we've done many times over. So unless you're coming in with something that's much more severe than what Marian went in, I don't know if there's anything more than that. It's just,
and that's the worst case we've ever heard of, not just seen, we've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's a miracle is 10 times over. It's just one of our superheroes, that's for sure. What time are we at? We're at over 8. I don't know if you have anything else, Gabriela, or we can call it short for tonight. I'll go back to my mother.
Oh yeah, well, your mother. How is your mother?
She's okay, but she has some vertebrae in her neck that are out and pinching nerves there, and she's getting headaches now.
Mm.
So dealing with that, you know, it's doing what I can. I'm starting to make some more stuff, plasmas to try and help her out because diet is not going to happen.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard.
Mm. Yeah, it's a big challenge when you know you can help somebody, but they won't allow it to happen, right? But everybody's got their soul journey.
Yeah.
And,
We do our best with her.
We have to accept.
Yeah, we do our best. She comes for colonics now. Yeah, she comes for colonics once a week. Sometimes she skips.
Yeah, it's helping, but it's only going to get so much just doing colonics.
It's better than nothing. So.
Yeah, and probably you give her tinctures too, but it's still something. It's
and you know what? Gino, her diet is much better.
Yeah.
Right, Gino?
Huh?
Her diet is much better, no?
To some degree.
For the most part, I know for Gino, he has high standards.
Yeah.
What are you eating? What are you eating?
Oils and salts. When I have some of her stuff, man, it's not fun.
Yeah, but at least it's vegetables. I think she used to eat, I remember, prosciutto, right? She doesn't eat prosciutto anymore, right? Maybe too much information. But she doesn't, right? Like at least, or cheese.
Oh yeah, cheese. I used to love cheese.
Oh yeah, that's very addictive.
Oh yeah.
Very addictive.
Luckily, since I moved here in Canada, I didn't like the cheese, because it's totally different, the taste. And I said, where is the cheese, the good cheese from Europe? Oh my God.
Yeah, no comparison.
So a lot of things I managed to change here because I didn't like the taste of the food, so I realized this is fake, this is so then
the food taste difference from here in Europe, wow, night and day.
Yeah, that's but it's hard when I go there. But okay, it's okay.
Yeah, it's all good. All good.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sorry, did you change your diet so much? When did you start changing?
Well, diet. Well, I moved here in 2011, so I started to cook, but I did some juice before. So, but not. No, not. I cannot call it fasting or juice fasting or something. But then I came here, and then I was in a path, let's say, on a path, kind of, interested in spirituality, but with food. Then I start seeing I don't like this, I don't like that. So then I saw what shall I eat? So I said, I have fruits from all over the world here, and I have vegetables. So I have to go more on this. So then I start juicing, having only one meal a day, and only juice and 1 meal a day, a salad. So step by step, And then I started fasting last year. I mean, really, dry fasting. And I don't have so much history, let's say, but I've seen the benefits. I've seen on myself, you know. So even from the juice, I felt it last year, you know. My bowel movements, you know, so much, and I had the difficult period in December when my husband died. So I was like, oh, this. I lived on juice for, I don't know, you know, days, because I could not eat, but also not drive fast, you know. I was like in between. So luckily I was a day before he died, I was buying juice. I was on Costco and buying everything. But it helped me anyways. And then I was busy doing this, doing that, you know. And it's
Very smart decision. Good for
oh
you.
yeah,
Some
yeah,
people would go to food, right?
yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah.
for you.
No, I could not eat, you know. I could not sleep. I could not eat. I was like, I didn't
But
know.
yeah, but you took care of yourself.
On
You
shock.
juiced. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a big
yeah. But okay.
help.
I could not plan. No, let's say only the day. I could plan the day. That is everything I could do. Not longer. You know, my brain didn't. You know, that's the area I was affected on the physical body, my head. But then easy. You know, next day. So you know, day by day. I was managing to, and it's still, you know.
Yeah, my goodness, you're so beautiful.
Thank you.
It's so hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's
But
so hard to lose somebody you love and you're living with,
yeah.
and they're
But
not there anymore.
everything what happened in that day was like it was his time. It's everything I could say about it. It was his time. He didn't supposed to do so many things, but it was. And the car breakdown on the third lane, from 6th lane, he got stalled on the third lane. So when your car is breaking down on a highway in the morning at 5 a.m., it was dark, it's a trap, you know. It's like you have very little chances to, you know, it's like that.
Yeah, driving.
Yeah.
It is scary on the highways. I don't drive, but
Well, yeah, and he was a very good driver, you know, but it was his time. So then I said, if he so decided to do that, you know, that means that I cannot go against it. I have to accept that, you know. It's then
Somebody hit the car?
yeah, a truck.
Wow.
Yeah, it was on the news. It was on the. I heard. I haven't seen. Anyways, I am not watching the news. But I heard, but it was his sole decision. So I cannot. You know, I was in shock. But then I have to, you know, see.
But you had good times together.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I came to Canada for him, you know. It was like, now I am like, what I'm doing here, you know. So, but this is my journey. I have to, you know, to find out where is my place.
My goodness.
Maybe here, yeah, maybe here, maybe another time, another place, or who knows.
Wow. Yeah. It is.
Who knows? But I have to find out one day. So it's. I will see. Now I am busy traveling to Lisbon. Then I am going on the Camino Portuguese for 12 days. Then I am going to Romania to see my family for a week. And then I'm going to China to the rest of the conferences. This year is in 2 destinations. So I will be busy for 2 months. But then I will see. Then I will come back and start again, the rest. 54 days or maybe more, I don't know this time, it's like so. But it's important to have this, to get in touch with people, to read the messages, the group, and this Zoom calls, and the Wednesday Q&A, and that's very important.
Yeah, we do what we can
to be in that energy of
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
Living in our society is completely opposite, so that's the challenge for all of us.
Yes, it is.
Everything's around food, and then you start losing weight, and people, criticize you. It's just, what the hell, I'm just trying to get better.
Yeah. Last year, my husband asked me, "Why do you fast? Do you have any issues? Are you sick, or what? Why do you do that?" I said, "Why? I don't want to go in that direction. It's prevention,
Yeah.
Do you want to see me ill or something, So my family history, it's a bit. My father died. He was 42, a lung cancer.
Wow.
So yeah, so I said my mother had the dementia. So I said I don't have good genes,
Mm.
So I have.
You do. You do.
Well, but in a way, if I look back,
yeah.
So.
But I mean, because you're always smiling. My goodness, these are good genes. These are good genes. These are rare. Okay.
Thank you, Rana. Yeah. So. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to wait to be sick.
What nationality was your husband?
Romanian, like me.
Oh, same. Okay.
Yeah.
He's always been living in Canada?
He came 22 years ago, yes. But he was living in Romania for a few years. And when we met 10 years ago. So then he was living for 3 years. And then he moved back. Now, no, it's like, wow. But this Canada, moving to Canada, I was before like consuming a little bit spirituality, so I was trying a lot, but didn't feel the progress. And here I was like isolated, not so many contacts, not so many people, but then I had to do something else. So I was doing Vipassana meditation, I went to there is a very nice center here in Montebello in Quebec. So I tried a different route, with this, and it was much more. And then I found out about fasting. So that's an amazing tool, and that I think it's the best thing we can do. It's faster. So you meditate during this, you do that, you do the breathing, you do everything, So it's like,
oh yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
The best to connect you. It's the best.
Yeah, it's the best.
And then meditate, and then do this, and then do that, but fast, I would say.
Wow. So.
All right. So let's call it a close. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Gino.
I love Gabriela. Gabriela, I wanted to invite you for Zoom, but we heard your story.
Yeah.
I love it.
After I do 100.
Yes, we'll have you like.
Yeah.
Thank you so
There
much.
is somebody else on the line.
Somebody's just joined. Yeah, we're calling it a close. Somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
They can watch the recording.
Yeah, we're calling it a close. This was We were supposed to schedule one for tomorrow, but that canceled.
Yeah.
And
I saw that on the when I connected at 7, then I said maybe it's tomorrow. I found your message on the page, so I said,
Yeah, join us at 7 o'clock. We usually start 7:02 on Saturdays,
yeah.
or Wednesdays when I can on 3:06 p.m. This is Toronto time.
Okay.
I don't miss too many. Just if I can't get a.
Anyways, it's so amazing what you do, Gino and Rana. It's like when I moved to Toronto, I was so happy that I was thinking I was going to meet you. Especially, I was trying to go to Rana, for the colonic when I was thinking to start my master fast. And
yeah, it's not that far.
yeah, life is, bringing you to another directions. But I am lucky I have private medical insurance, and it's covered by the naturopath. So, this the lady I see here, it's a naturopath. So she gave me receipts. So the insurance accepted. So it's a good, I didn't know that.
Yeah, not here though. You have to be a naturopath.
Okay. So probably they didn't ask, so
In Montreal, I believe there are more restrictions. You have to be a naturopath, whereas here, you don't have to be a naturopath.
I see.
And only naturopaths can cover any service they do. I mean, the insurance covers it, but not us. The majority of places here are not covered by insurance.
Okay. Anyways,
so you're lucky.
But the prices are better in Toronto comparing with Montreal. Let's say she is not, let's say, a cheap person, but she is very good. She works with energy and with the Tibetan balls, and is doing more than kind of. I felt it. It's far away, but it's worth it. So, anyways, if the insurance is taking this, no problem. But this is how life is. Is arranging everything in a way we don't understand maybe sometimes, but it's probably the best. I don't know.
We thank God always.
Yes. Trust in
the universe, God.
That's everything. When happened with my husband, I just, everything I say, I have trust. Every day, I said, I have trust, I have trust, I have trust, because otherwise I would have go, but this helped me, the way I see life and death, and it's like
100%. 100%.
I have to respect his soul decision, what can I do? Then I managed to.
Well, it was a beautiful marriage. Not everybody has that.
Yeah.
Right? So, good memories.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Gino. Thank you, Rana.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
See you guys for next Wednesday or next week.
Okay.
And ciao, ciao. Keep that love going.
Ciao, ciao.